The financial turbulence continues for Boeing. The giant jet maker is dealing with a rare drop in earnings. It comes as the company's 737 MAX planes remain grounded over, of course, those safety concerns. The company has also suspended its 2019 financial forecast. Since the crash in Ethiopia on March 10th, Boeing's stock has fallen 11%. But if you look at the bigger picture, for the year, the stock remains positive. It is up about 15%. While Boeing struggles to maintain the confidence of the market, it's also got to win back the confidence of the public, right? Aviation experts say passengers are now afraid to fly on Boeing's 737 MAX jets. CBC's David Common is on the story. How is Boeing trying to reassure passengers, who's got to do that its planes are safe, David?
Well, Suhanna, that's part of the challenge because Boeing's never had to talk directly to passengers. They sell planes to airlines. It's a business-to-business relationship. They've never had to talk to the general flying public. Of course, now the general flying public, in many cases, are scared of getting back on these 737 MAX 8s. There was a poll conducted by the magazine Business Insider in which 53% of American adults who were polled said they wouldn't want to get on one of these planes even when regulators say that it's safe. And so they've got a lot of work clearly to do. One of the things that we know right now is that Boeing says they have what they feel is a fix for these problems that have led up to these two crashes, Ethiopian Airlines and Lion Air in Indonesia last year. That fix involves some software around this anti-stall system. It looks also at this angle of attack sensor, which is right on the nose of the aircraft, and it involves pilot training. They've conducted more than 100 test flights in that time, and the CEO of Boeing says that's just the beginning. He certainly knows there's more to be done.
We're working with customers and regulators around the world to restore faith in our industry and also to reaffirm our commitment to safety and to earning the trust of the flying public. We're working with pilots and industry officials. We have 200 of them today in our Renton facility, and we'll be spending time with them today to explain the updates that we're making to the 737 MAX, to get their input and to earn their trust.
Earning that trust, Suhanna, is really the challenge because Boeing has been a closed-door environment for most of its history. It is quite likely going to need to open up those doors to allow journalists onto its planes, to allow journalists and industry insiders, analysts, influencers, social media folks, traditional media folks inside their factory to see the changes inside their simulators, to experience those changes on board their test flights, to actually see and experience that, to try to win back the public. This is going to cost a lot of money. We see today, as you're reporting, the earnings are down and likely to stay down, but Boeing's a big, giant company, sells a lot in terms of military, sells a lot still in terms of commercial. They have not sold a single 737 MAX 8 since the last crash, and so there is a lot more work to be done.
And what are some of those big challenges? You mentioned, this is a company that deals, as an airline, with airline companies, doesn't deal with people. 53%, that number you threw out, of American adults not wanting to get on one of these planes. That is an uphill battle for Boeing.
Giant uphill battle, and there is a lot more happening. We just see over the past couple of days, the New York Times reporting not about the 737 MAX 8, but about the 787 Dreamliner, this plane that is in many ways the crown jewel for Boeing. Doesn't sell as much as the 737, which has been the workhorse, the 737 MAX 8, the fastest selling aircraft in Boeing's history. But they're saying that the 787 Dreamliner employees have warned about problems with that aircraft, amongst other things, debris being left inside. Now, the challenge with debris, things like titanium filings that are drilled out of the plane to put bolts and things like that, and if they're left in and they migrate to a part of the plane that has electronics in it, well, they could short circuit those electronics, which could cause a fire. And a fire, of course, at 30, 40,000 feet, really bad. That's the latest hurdle for Boeing, but much more that they are continuing to deal with. They're going to have to go on the offensive, and those planes could be back in the air perhaps as early as the summer if regulators approve all of these changes that are being made.
I'm really glad you're tackling this story. Thank you, David.
Thank you.